Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United latest transfer news that Toni Kroos and Toby Alderwiereld could be joining Manchester United this summer. Now I want to start off with Kroos because this is something that people are just going to say, no, there's no chance, it's never going to happen. But he's a player that's been linked to Manchester United for a long time. In fact, it was David Moyes who famously said that he was going to come to Manchester United, isn't it? But could Kroos come to Manchester United this summer? And the answer's got to be yes. It has to be yes, because if you look at what is going to happen to Real Madrid this summer, they reckon it's going to be the ramifications and the impact. This is going to be like Armageddon, what Real Madrid are going to do in the summer. They can't sit back anymore and allow teams like PSG and Manchester City to dominate the football world landscape. They are going to make big changes. Barcelona are absolutely obliterating Real Madrid in La Liga at the moment, much the same as Manchester United are being obliterated by Man City. The big difference is Real Madrid won't stand for that. They won't have it. Now, United might have their shareholders to pay, the Glazers to pocket a bit of money, but Real Madrid won't have that. They didn't really do much last summer. They're going to make a big impact this summer. There's talk of Neymar going from PSG to Real Madrid, and that was the plan all along. So it's not just going to be one or two signings for Real Madrid. They reckon Bale could go out the door. Would he come to Manchester United? But they reckon there's going to be a whole new clutch of players coming in and a lot of money spent. So Toni Kroos has been at Real Madrid for a number of years. Now, that midfield that Real Madrid have, I've said consistently for a long time that Kroos, Modric, Casemiro are the best midfield three in the world. They are. They've won 2 Champions Leagues. They are the best. If United can get hold of Kroos, who I think Real Madrid would look to move on to bring different players in, he's only just turned 28. For me, he is the best midfielder in world football. I like the fact that he can play in any of the midfield positions. He can play in a midfield 3, he can play as a 2, he can hold a midfield, he can be a box-to-box, which is his best position. He's got a brilliant shot on him. He's actually a very good dribbler. And he's world class. He's absolutely world class. I would love him at Manchester United. The fee doesn't really bother me too much. He is about 6 foot. And if Manchester United can do this deal, and Mourinho is meant to be a big fan of his, then I think it would be absolutely superb for Manchester United to do it. Now, a lot of people may say, well, we've got no chance of getting Toni Kroos. But I think it's worth having a look at this. If I bring up the FotMob app, the link is in the video description to take a look at this. Real Madrid are currently playing PSG. I was watching the first 10 minutes. Intriguing game that. You can go over after this and watch that on the watch along with Xander. Link in the video description for that on That's Football. But let's just have a quick look at the lineup, and that will take me to Toni Kroos. There he is. Let's have a look at his details, player details, and let's go to his stats. So this season he's got 4 goals, 3 of which are from outside the box, which tells you everything about Toni Kroos and his rocket shots. But 1 off his left, 3 off his right, which you would expect. Tackles succeeded, 58%. Dribbles succeeded is what I was going to say, 71% success rate, and accurate passing of 93%. Very, very, very good player, Toni Kroos, and one that I would welcome at Manchester United. And all I would say is don't believe the hype that Manchester United can't do a deal like that. Reagan Webb says Kroos or Dybala. I'll throw that to the live comments. That could go absolutely either way. The next player I want to talk about is Toby Alderwiereld from Spurs. Probably got his surname wrong. Apologies if I did. But this is very, very topic of the moment. Betting companies are dropping the money down that he's going to cut the odds down that he's going to come to Manchester United. Arguably the best centre-back in the Premier League. I mean, who is better than him? I think Spurs have got a very good defence. I think it's up there with Manchester United when it's on its day. Which is funny, really, because United have got one of the best defences in the league. But I think it's more about the system than the individuals, because most people don't want Smalling or Jones anywhere in the United shirts anymore. And I think Bailly and Alderwiereld would be a very good centre-back partnership. I still think Rojo and Bailly can do it, but obviously injuries are an issue, so bringing in another top-class centre-back would be good. Is this a deal we can do? Should we get excited about it? He's got a year and a half left on his contract. It runs out in August 2019. However, Spurs have got an option of an extra year. So effectively, that's 2.5 years, isn't it? But just to complicate the matter a little bit more, in August next year, when his contract can be extended for another year. He has an option in there for 14 days where people can buy him for £25 million. So United might think, we can do 25 million for him is an absolute bargain in the current transfer market. The trouble is, 18 months is like, we might have a new manager in 18 months. We can't wait 18 months to sign Alderwiereld. And I think he would be 29. He's 29. I think I wrote this down somewhere. Alderwiereld. He's 29 in March. So he'd actually be 30 when we get him for 25 million in 18 months. Is that a bit old? And can we wait 18 months to sign him? So if Manchester United are going to go for him, I think we're going to have to go for him this summer. He will have just turned 29. The problem then you've got is that Spurs hate doing business with Manchester United. Absolutely hate it. Ever since Berbatov nearly a decade ago, they don't like Manchester United, and they'd be very hard to deal with. On top of that, Liverpool spending £75 million on Van Dijk means that Alderwiereld is probably going to be worth at least 80 million. Are we going to go and spend 80 million on a 29-year-old centre-back? I'm not so sure. I think it's a good deal. I've got no issues with the deal. I just think when you add everything up, the fact that Spurs won't really want to deal with us, the fact that we'd have to pay top price or wait 18 months and then he's going to be 30, does it really fit in with what United need to be doing? Let's have a quick look at Alderwiereld though, because his stats are good. Toby Alderwiereld, there he is. Click on him there. Have a look at his stats. He's over 6 foot, Toby Alderwiereld. 6'2" in fact. He's very good in relation to his passes, as you can see there. Not dribbles are irrelevant in relation to him. Tackles succeeded. 62% rate. That's got to be wrong. He's got to have had more tackles than that. Minutes played, 900 minutes, so 10 games, 3 key passes. Shots on target, none. Clearances 40, interceptions 3. Yeah, decent player. I really do like him. I really do like him. The next player I want to have a quick look at as well is I'm intrigued by this guy. Really intrigued. Let's have a quick look. Arturo Vidal. Arturo Vidal. There he is. How many games has he played this season? Let's have a look. Now this is another option in the summer. He's only got a year left on his contract. He's played quite a lot this summer. Look at Vidal. Accurate passes 89%, shots on target 65, dribbles. Tackles succeeded 75%. I mean, that's the sort of stats you want from a player, Vidal. He will be 31 in the summer. Should United go for him? People are starting to think that you can down the line. All this is on the FOT mobile app, which is absolutely fantastic if you're into your football. You can follow Manchester United, get all your latest news on the news stream there. Really, really good app. Link in the video description. Make sure you give it a download. But yeah, Vidal's an option. He sort of snubbed us a little bit about a week ago. Turns 31 in the summer. I would take a 31-year-old Vidal. I've got to be totally honest with you. I would do. But if there's any opportunity for us to go and sign Toni Kroos, I really think that we should do. I think he's a fantastic player, one of the best midfielders in the world, and he would fit Manchester United perfectly. And he would be very good for Pogba in a midfield 3. If you've got Pogba, Kroos, and somebody holding the midfield, Matic, you would imagine. I think that's a very good midfield 3. Would Kroos want to take that step down? Look, if he's surplus to requirements at Real Madrid, or he wants to move on because things are changing, and what's going to happen at Real Madrid in the simplest terms in the summer is evolution. This team that they've got is going to break up. Zidane's probably going to leave. There's going to be a massive pot of money, and it's going to change. And it's very unlikely, as good as it is, that Casemiro, Modric, and Kroos will all remain. Kroos is an asset that they would look to move, and Manchester United is a good option for him to come to. I would love him to come. Talking of Real Madrid, there was a story today that Marcus Rashford is odds on to go to Real Madrid. I don't see Real Madrid wanting Rashford at the moment, and I don't see Marcus Rashford wanting to go to Real Madrid at the moment. I mean, Rashford's form at the moment is patchy at best. I'm very, very much a Rashford fan. I really do like him. I think he's exactly what we need. I think it's almost getting to the point where Lukaku should be dropped and Rashford should play up front. And I know that's going to upset a few fans, and I can hear you now, but the reality is, Lukaku, we're saying Lukaku played well at the weekend because he held it up and he set up a couple of chances. Did he create anything where he scored himself? I mean, all I ever hear about Lukaku is we're not giving him service, and that is true. But when does he ever create anything for himself? His touch is still like a bloke in a pair of Timberlands. That is very, very true. I just would like, it's not even dropping Lukaku. I'd just like us to mix it up a bit because Rashford's a very different player. And I'm tired of seeing Marcus Rashford playing on the wing. I really am, and I want him to do well. I don't know what Matthew McFadden's on about. Clarify it, please, Matthew. You've got me worried now. But yeah, I'd like to see Rashford just play up front, just so United could mix it up a little bit, because he's similar to Lukaku in the way that he'll run the line and his pace will push centre backs back. But also, I think his control and his ability on the ball would almost all cause them a little bit more problem. He's very quick and he's got the potential to get very, very strong, Marcus Rashford. He's not small. So I would like to see Rashford playing up front a little bit more for United. I think the problem with Rashford is under Mourinho, there's this thing with he plays Rashford regularly, but he plays him regularly as a winger, and he's just not a winger. He's not a winger. He's a centre forward, and I think that's really unfortunate for a 20-year-old who burst on the scene 2 years ago, literally 2 years ago, scoring goals. And then under Mourinho, he spent most of his time stuck out on the wing when he's not a winger. He needs to be playing up front. We've got Huddersfield in the Cup on Saturday. I think that's a perfect game to give Rashford a run out up front. I really want to see him playing up front. I can't see him going to Real Madrid. I can't see that happening at all. Sebastian United's made a contribution. He says, Casemiro for me in a midfield three of Pogba and Matic. Brilliant. Let's have a look. Lukaku's positioning sense is poor. Not only that, he doesn't supply enough chances. That's from Hayden Chan. We are about to have too many players up front. Lukaku, Rashford, Martial, Sanchez, Lingard and Chong and Gomez will be there in 18 months, says Christopher Morton. I hope Chong and Gomez are there in 18 months. We're very much reliable. We're very much reliant on Manchester United at the moment. Matthew McFadden, thank you for that. I'm not happy about that. I know exactly what's happening. I'll sort that out in a minute. Mr. Exclusive, he needs a training regime like Cristiano Ronaldo did when he was useless at headers, says Mr. Exclusive. When did Kroos play under Klopp? He was at Bayern from the youth, I thought, says Andrew K. I don't remember Tony Kroos playing under Klopp either. And I think Rashford needs to go out on loan, says Mark Wilson. I just think he needs to play in his position. And maybe, I understand what you're saying about the loan. Maybe that's it. Thanks, Chris Windle. I'm going to go and sort that now. Do I rate Matuidi, says Cal Davies 14. Is he even on the bench for PSG at the moment? Is he injured? I don't know. But get your comments in below. Give us your thoughts. And the views are low today because a lot of people are watching Real Madrid versus PSG, which I'm going to go and do as well. I don't know why they've dropped so drastically in the last minute or so, but that's fine. I'm going to go and watch it myself. Link in the video description to watch the watch-along. Xander's doing that now with the Real Madrid versus PSG game. We will be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock with a proper show, but I just wanted to go live, give you something, and we've not done anything in relation to transfers for quite a while, and I wanted to talk about Kroos because he's on my mind at the moment, and he will be on my mind a little bit more because I'm going to go and watch them. And also Alderwiereld at Spurs, would you take him? Rashford, do you think Rashford needs to go on loan? But really, I want to see your comments about Kroos and Alderwiereld. What do you think about those? Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to smash the like button, and thanks for those loyal people who did watch the show tonight. We're missing about 60% of our normal people. So if you're one of those who are watching, fair play to you. You are the hardcore United standers. I'll speak to you all soon. I'm going to go and watch the watch along myself now, and I'll sort that title out. Thanks for watching. See you all soon.